Happy Mother's Day, Jibber Jabbers. Are you all having a great evening with your mothers, your wives, and significant mothers? I was just about to say significant others, but I don't think it works like that. I hope you
it
all
does.
got them
It does if
flowers.
you've got kids. If you've got kids, you're kind of obligated to buy
Aye,
the
but
wife a Mother's Day present.
Yeah, but what if you've got two dads? They don't have Mother's Day, do they?
They have Father's Day, mate.
Yeah, but they
All
don't
right.
have Mother's Day.
All right. Well, they just have to decide what one they want. So I'll take Mother's Day. You take Father's Day.
Aye, that's fair play.
I would say that's the most economically viable way of doing it. The most sensible way of doing it.
And what a class way to start off the show, eh? So happy Mother's Day, everybody. As you're probably very well aware or not aware, today's episode is pre-recorded. So you're watching this, and we already recorded it yesterday, but we're going to pretend like it's today. So, yes, any comments you bring up in this comment section, you might see J Mack or I down the bottom responding to y'all guys. But as our usual show goes ahead, this is not like it, as always. But we are here to entertain you for the next hour, and our topic of discussion this Sunday is M. Night Shyamalan and his genius or madness, right? J Mac, the thing is about it, for M. Night Shyamalan, for me, okay, he's the type of guy that he's a great director when he wants to be, but sometimes I just don't know. Sometimes it's like you just never know. You're either going to get a right rotter or you're going to get something that's truly magical.
That's the thing, though. It's quite clever in a way, because even though he's made shite films, you will still go and see his films because there's a chance it might be good. It's weird because he's really went up and down like that. Like if he had started out with a belter, then he had like 3 consecutive pieces of shit in a row.
Yeah.
Folk would stop going to see them, but he seems to stagger the good ones with the crap ones, and I don't know, maybe it's deliberate.
Well, I'm going to kind of read out some of his credits here. From, I think he started in 1992 with a film called Praying with Anger. Then he moved on to Unbreakable, which, I mean, I'm sure we'll get into Unbreakable. Then on to Signs in 2002. Holy moly, right?
You missed it, The Sixth Sense.
Do you know what? It's not giving me this in the proper order. What the? IMDb! IMDb, mate. Why the hell is the Sixth Sense?
I know what it'll be.
What?
IMDb started doing this really annoying thing where it separates out all the credits into what role they played in it. So if it was director, it's all one. If it's writer as well, it's all one. So if you didn't write and direct it, it'll more show up in the same list. It's a pain in the arse, man. That's absolute pain in the backside.
That's absolutely
change it back, IMDb.
I know. Sixth Sense, of course. Lady in the Water. We've got films like The Happening, The Last Airbender, After Earth, Wayward Pines, which was a great TV series, The Visit, Split, Glass, Old, Knock at the Cabin, and recently as well, Servant, which was 2019 to 2023. Upcoming, we've got Labour of Love, Caddo Lake, Trap, The Watchers. I think The Watchers is already something he brought out also, isn't it?
I don't know.
I can't tell because IMDb's drunk as fuck, man. What the I used to rely on you, IMDb.
Aye, it's pretty poor with his new formatting.
Aye, sort that shit out, man. Sort that shit out. Aye, so I think we'll kick it off. Like, I'm just going to ask you, J Mac, what was the first M. Night Shyamalan film that you ever seen?
It was The Sixth Sense. I've never heard of that other one you mentioned. He must have either wrote it or directed it, probably when he was a student or something.
The very first one, yeah.
Yeah, but no, The Sixth Sense is it's a film that I've seen many, many times. I still think it's a very good film. The only thing is it kind of loses its effect after the first viewing, to a certain extent. But what is fun the time or 3 after that is looking for the clues, looking to see that he was telling you all the way through the film what the twist was going to be, but you just never noticed it. That's quite good fun. But I had The Sixth Sense ruined for me by my big brother. I think I told it on the show many a time. But him and my other brother, I think him and my other brother went to see it together. And then when he came home, I was like, "How was the film?" He was like, "It was good. It's good twist. Good twist at the end." I was like, "All right." He's like, "Can I tell you one bit?" I was like, "Aye." He's like, "Bruce Willis is a ghost." I was like, The thing is, I never got the significance of that when he told me. I was just like, all right, cool. Then I watched the film and was like, prick. he fucking Kevin'd me.
He gave you a good time. That's it's unfortunate. There's nothing worse than having some. Oh, Denny, please don't. Please don't. Oh man, I know we're heading up into TikTok, but that's fucking too far. Sixth Sense for me. Like,
how long before we start selling crap stuff on TikTok?
Not
right, guys. I've just got my felt tips. I've been waiting on these since I was a wee.
You ready for it? You ready for it? You just need to try these. They're phenomenal.
You dick, you bought one.
They got me, mate. They got me.
TikTok shop made me buy this.
No, do you know what? Actually, I think this is a great wee thing. Right? Look at me. Oh no, it's happening. It's happening.
It's like, mate, we're not obligated yet. We're not obligated yet. Just don't waste your energy yet. There's plenty of time for this to come. We can hand it to each other through our screens and stuff.
No, it'd be great. Can't wait. But by the way, so Sixth Sense, for me, I've had an odd relationship with it. So the very first time I seen it wasn't like through choice. I used to go and stay at a relative's house, right? And let's just say it was like a step uncle. I would go and stay at their step uncles because my mum was at work all the time, right? So I would go and stay on the weekend sometimes, and whatever was on the TV, and kind of like my gran.
I just did not have any concept of what you should and shouldn't see.
No. So I'm tiny, right? And I'm watching this, and I'm like, oh, okay, I kind of get that there's a relationship here between a dude and a younger dude, and that's cool. And the part that really had me like, I didn't want to be in this room, was the mum when she's running about the kitchen. She turns like, "Look what you made me do!" I was like, "Ah!" Right?
Oh man, that's so funny.
So, and the thing is, the next game week I would go back, and guess what? There's that eerie song playing. The film's starting again. I'm like, do you just watch anything else in this fucking house, man? There's like 5 kids in here. Like, why is this on? Right? So it used to terrify me because I was in someone else's house. It was always on. I'd always go to bed thinking about it. You know, like when you watch a horror, you're like, I go to bed watching. Right? Yeah. Eventually, I was like, nah, lads, no, not cool. I'm going through it to sleep. And they started putting Tarzan on. So for me, hearing Phil Collins singing,
Tarzan saved you.
It didn't really save me. What it done was it muddied Tarzan a wee bit, because now when I listen to the soundtrack, I'm like, that's because I was terrified. Put your faith in what you most believe in.
Look what you made me do.
Right. So
it's funny though, like single images like that can stick with you to adulthood. Like, I remember as a kid, like my mum and dad were always really pretty careful about what we seen. We never always obeyed the rules. Sometimes we would sneak stuff. Sometimes my older brother would show me stuff that I wasn't allowed to see. But
naturally,
the one that sticks in my mind was actually it was an episode of Taggart. I happened to walk into the living room when my mum and dad were watching Taggart, and I seen it was somebody hiding under a bed, and you just seen these feet walk in, then open up the bottom drawer of a chest of drawers and take out a human arm wrapped in cling film. That's still in there, man. That's still in there. Like, if I saw it now, it wouldn't bother me a jot. But because I seen it when I was so young, the image in my mind still gives me the jeeps. And but it wasn't their fault. I just happened to walk in. Maybe I'd had a bad dream.
What was that other TV series that had a really eerie as hell theme song? It was on the same time as like Take the High Road and all that. And it used to scare the hijibas out of me. And I don't even think it was a scary TV
Was
series.
it Midsummer Murders?
That's it.
It's got a really weird, almost Hammer horror style theme tune to it.
And I used to shit. I was like, I'm going to my bed. I'm not being in here when that's on.
I'm scared of the music.
Right, pretty much. But anyways, so the Sixth Sense, right? My relationship as a child with the Sixth Sense is I've seen it, and I wish I hadn't, because it's bloody terrifying. I never understood the message. I never understood the beauty of the actual film, right? Then I grew up, started to really love horror, shockingly, right? Went back to it and was like, oh, yeah. And then I go back to it now as an adult, and I watch it again. And I've had 3 different phases of enjoying the Sixth Sense. So the first one was treating it like an ultimate horror, terrified, right? Second one was, okay, now I think I get it. And the third one is, that's beautiful. Do you know? It's strange that like how many films exist out there where you can go back and your relationship with that film changes. I think that's where the genius of M. Night Shyamalan is.
I think it still happens to me now. Like I can watch, but even within the space of a year, I can feel completely different about a film. I think it depends on, well, age is one thing, but another thing is mood. If you're not in the right mood for the right film at the right time, you could hate a film that's actually amazing if you watch it with the right mindset.
Well, I watched a film once that I despised because it was so boring. It was called Catch Me If You Can, and I've never went back to it because I thought that was boring as
It's
hell.
a fantastic film.
Oh, of course it is, AJ,
It's not even in black and white, mate. Not even in black and white. No, that's a fantastic film.
This is.
How much were they and where'd you get it?
I'll send you my code. I think it was about a tenner. But it's good. You put a wee roll in it and out comes the images that you love. So good. But aye.
It's happening. It's the happening.
The happening. There's another film. There's another film we need to talk about.
Yeah, we'll come to that one.
The Sixth Sense was probably my first. It was my first meeting with M. Night Shyamalan films.
Mm-hmm.
What was your first like? What was your first experience of The Sixth Sense like?
Well, I saw it on video when it came out for rent.
Yeah.
By that time, I would have been 15.
Aye.
So, yeah, I was of the right age to watch it. I watched it. I enjoyed it. Was pissed off that I knew the twist, but
yeah,
it was still a good film, man. I was stop using that printer. Stop using the printer.
I was gutting.
What are you doing?
Look.
It's like a fucking Pokemon spewing out photos at you.
It's like, this reminds me of the old Game Boy color camera. Look, it says it does in black and white.
Should just start sticking them up around the town. Like, who the fuck are these two?
I know. Class though, excellent.
So I'm pretty sure I've seen that fat guy get abused at Bathgate Cinema.
Get abused. Aye, right. I don't think I've ever seen you being abused.
Jordan, if you can just introduce the next guest for me, because I've forgotten the name. Right, next up on stage, you. I now know that guy's name is Connor.
Yeah, Connor. We Connor. So we're putting, we maybe should have put we'll put two piles. So we're putting Sixth Sense in the best pile. Yeah. That's like, if you're going to say, in fact, here's a question for you, and I'll answer it first, right, before you.
Here's a question for you that I'm going to answer. Yeah, narcissistic prick.
I'll answer it first.
I want your opinion, I'll give it to
you. Sometimes you just have a way with words. So I think my favourite films, most definitely, Sixth Sense, Signs, Unbreakable. I do love The Happening, but for other reasons. I thought Old was really good. Split was fairly decent. I really wasn't big on the glass one, but I did love the others. And The Village was class as well, by the way.
No, I hated The Village.
Let's get into it.
Right.
Let's get into it.
Like, I haven't seen it since it was new, so forgive my memory of it. But my memory of it is, this is an M. Night Shyamalan film and it's got monsters in it. One of them's right. So I was highly let down by watching what I thought was a period horror film turn out to be a film about a reclusive fucking cult that just pretended there was monsters about to scare people into not moving into the woods or past the fence.
I thought that was excellent.
Yeah, I thought it was pish.
So you dislike the idea that people took, the same way that our government does, the same way that anybody does. Fear is a powerful motivator. So what they've done is they indoctrinated their people. Don't go past the woods. Stay in the village because there's these big scary things. To essentially keep them safe in their own mind of their insecurities of what the big bad world may offer, right? So, no, I think that's class because I mean, what was the alternative? These things ransack the village. They do and all the folk in the village. The end.
Aye, that's what I want. That's what I want. I want one person to survive it and get the shit kicked out of them in the meantime. That's
Why do
that's
you always
how
have to have a
these-
survivor?
I think because I don't know. I just think they like to normally leave things on a high note. There are sometimes
No.
they don't. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes everybody just dies and that's it. That's
And
how
I
it works.
applaud them for that, by the
And
way. And do you
I
know
do
why?
like that as well. But I don't like it when nobody dies because there's no fucking monsters.
Well, by the way, the reason I like it when all of the people die in a film when there's a bad guy is because, get this, that's what would actually happen if it was real.
Yeah. If
Right?
you run up the stairs when the killer's downstairs, you're humped. Telling you.
There's only one way. Well, two ways, and both both lead to you dying. You know what I mean? So yeah, there was a film I watched recently, and it's past spoiler stage now. It's called Baghead, right? And I'm watching it going, are you going to watch
I've not
it?
seen it,
And
and I don't want it spoiled. So what you can do if you want,
come on.
you can tell the audience, and I'll not listen.
The audience are not here, mate. This is pre-recorded.
I know, but they're here now, aren't you?
Well, they're here now, hopefully. That or they're all enjoying Mother's Day. Nah, I'll no spoil it then. But there are other films, right? And I always turn to the wife and I go, sometimes when you build up such a good bad protagonist, right? I always say, if this gets its ass kicked in this film, you can take it and shag it. But if it kills everybody, yes, that's how it should be. I love it when a bad thing is bad and just owns everybody. It should own everybody.
Aye, it's
powerful.
I know what you mean, but I think if every film was like that, you're never going to be surprised.
Oh, I was so shocked that someone who was just a Harvard graduate last week was able to do Muay Thai and learn the spell of the ancient gods that no one's ever been able to do for 3,000 years. But they magically managed to do it in the space of 45 minutes. And that's them just like, that's how it always works. You know, I don't know what to do with my life after college, right? Let's go away to a fucking camp where there's been a demon possessing a lodge for 3,000 years, and the great ancestors were never able to close this demon into some sort of fucking hell cap. But this wee fucking college grad goes away for the weekend and figures out how to do it. I'm just nah. There were folk that were like mega skilled at this.
Like, guys, I've been studying this manuscript. I know this is all in Aramaic, but I've learned it in the last 15 minutes. And what it tells me to do is shit in that hole. Gotta shit in that hole, it'll close. Are you sure that's what it says, mate? Are you sure? Shits in the hole, dies.
That just gets to me every time when the baddie just gets defeated by something. It was that face with the clock in its tower or something like that. Mine with Jack Black.
The house with the clock in its walls. Face with a clock in its tower. Why's a face got a tower?
That was a Matthew man right there.
I mean, you could argue why's the house got clocks in the walls, but having a face with a tower on it is more strange.
Well, and
Every time you walk through a door, like, dum.
They're building that up. They built that film up to be, and here comes the bad guy. Done enough, a kid. Get this off. Turn it right off right now. I'm not watching the end of it.
Well, I'm a big fan of it, but how they get rid of it is always hilarious, man. It's like, we just need to not be scared of it and hit it with a rock.
Aye, bit gash, bit gash. M. Night Shyamalan hasn't done. I mean, was he done like 17 films in total?
Is it?
Near enough, I believe, yeah. Lady in the Water, I'm sure I turned that off.
I think I remember you and Matthew been talking about this recently, and I actually said to you both, I was like, I actually highly recommend Lady in the Water. I thought it was really good, but maybe that was at the time and the mood I was in. I really enjoyed it, but maybe if I watched it now, I would fucking hate it. That's why it's so subjective. When you either say a film's good or a film's crap, it's totally dependent on you, not the film. Like, we can watch things like the Beaster Bunny, and say that they're absolutely class.
Phenomenal.
But they are objectively utter shite, but subjectively, they're awesome.
They're awesome because they fill a space for us. They do something for us. It's like well, if you don't have a swimming pool, you don't need a swimming pool cleaner, right? So
That's true.
So I don't have a swimming pool, so I don't need swimming pool cleaner. But a day needs salt.
Man, the way your mind works.
A day needs salt because I use it for cooking. So my purpose, what I'm trying to convey here, is that if you're the type of person that loves films like Samurai Cop, etc., then keep them coming. You're going to talk up the hills. If you're someone like my wife, did I tell you? I tried it. I tried this yesterday. I failed miserably, right? But because within arm's length, I'm going to grab it. Oh no! What have I done? Thought I'd ended the show there accidentally.
Nice punch.
So, went away yesterday, right? To a wee lock woman and all this, right? And I'm like, should we take a Fire Stick with us to watch something? Which I ended up doing, right? But at first I couldn't find the remote, so I said, it's fine. I'll just bring a DVD. I'll bring a DVD in case, because they've usually got DVD players, right? She's like, no problem. And then I'm like, oh, she's trusting me to bring a DVD. And I thought, if I just bring one DVD, then they have to watch it because it's better than watching nothing. So I thought, this is my chance. This is my chance. And I brought this film called The Leopard Fist Ninja. Yep. And then when I was in the car, so she was driving on the way up, I drove on the way back. On our way up, she's like, so did you bring a DVD? I was like, yeah, I did. What did you bring? I was like, oh no. I was like, she went, oh, what did you bring? Because I didn't tell her straight up. I says it's called.
It's like you didn't jump in straight away and be like, oh, Shawshank Redemption or The Green Mile or something. You're just like,
She says, what's it called? I went, The Leopard Fist Ninja. The what? The Leopard Fist Ninja. She went, is that one of your stupid movies that you watch? I'm like, I take offense to that, but no, I says, I think this could be a good opportunity for you to see things by my side for a change. See what I'm all about. She's like, put the trailer on and let me hear it. And it starts like, she's like, no. And I'm like, that sounds class, man.
have you watched it yet? Or have you just bought it? Right.
I've got it. I've not watched it yet, but I'm gonna, mate. It looks. I saw that in a shop, and I was like, "You actually expect me to walk away for this? You actually expect me to walk away for this? Right. Look at this wee thing here on fire. I ain't walking away for that. Sorry, but get your ass over here, boy."
I watched the trailer as well. To be fair, it looks fucking awesome.
And then the wee lassie comes in, and she's like.
Anyway, M. Night Shyamalan.
Too good. Let's talk about Signs.
Okay.
First time watching it?
I seen it in the cinema when it was first released. I didn't know anything about it other than what was in the trailer, so it looked like it was going to be like an alien invasion or alien kind of hostage sort of situation, which it kind of is, but it's not. At the same time, it's such a well put together film and well acted as well. Some of the dialogue I think is a wee bit like off the page sounding. Like I think there are certain characters in it that.
There are certain.
Hey, who's that wee lassie? I don't remember her being there.
That's Bo.
Hey, but was that Matthew or you?
Oh, come on. Matthew, man, of course.
So, to be fair, that's the only one that he hasn't photoshopped. So,
totally.
But no, Signs is it's a slow burn of a film. It is pretty slow. It's intriguing though, but that's the key with a slow film. You have to keep it interesting. There might not be that much happening, but there should be enough to make you wonder what is going to happen. And that film does that perfectly.
Oh.
The scene where the alien first appears on the wee videotape for the Mexican kids' party. Fucking terrifying.
Terrifying. I
It's
know.
I think it's the first time I remember actually finding aliens scary, because normally they're not like I say they're not, like you've got Predator and Alien and stuff like that, but
Fire in the Sky.
I'd never seen that up until recently. I only watched that for the first time 2 months ago, maybe. But it was such a well constructed jump scare that everybody in the cinema started laughing after it, because it was that nervous laughter. Like they know that they all just shot a fucking brick. Mine wasn't a brick, I just had a bit of a wet brown seat. But
That's disgusting.
oh yeah. But no, I think it's a fantastic film. You've got Mel Gibson and Joaquin Phoenix together, man. That's a good combination.
Already sold. Doesn't matter what the film is. See, you say that, I'm on it.
Yeah. And I remember actually, I used to hate Joaquin Phoenix because the only thing I'd ever seen him in was Gladiator. And he's so detestable in it that you think you hate Joaquin Phoenix. You don't. You hate, what's his name?
Julius Caesar.
No, Commodus.
God.
Fucking Julius Caesar. He's not even in it. Not even in it.
I'm joking. Mate, Rory Culkin's in that as well.
Yeah. He's kind of faded
Abigail
into
Breslin.
obscurity a wee bit, eh?
Don't the Culkins
brother
all do that?
He's brilliant. Kieran's made a big comeback recently with that fucking Brian Cox thing.
Rory was in Scream 4. That wasn't too long ago, 2011. Holy shit, that was ages ago.
Aye, it was. It wasn't that long after Signs.
Wow, it was 9 years after Signs?
I think what's funny though is, like, even before Signs came out, crop circles had been proven to be absolute bullshit.
Had they though?
Yeah, they had. By that time, they were proven to be hoaxes, but he still managed to make an effective alien horror out of that.
I didn't know crop circles were actually like disproven. Hey, we can ask next week when we have our UFO expert on.
Yeah, looking forward to that one.
Should be fun.
That'll be awesome, Boz. So the film itself, Signs, it's not my favourite Shyamalan film, but it's definitely up there.
Most definitely. Do you know what I love about it? I felt like, even though it was a long enough movie, like what the runtime on it is, an hour and 46 minutes, I could have watched double that.
Right.
Like I just felt that no matter what was going on screen, I was watching, and I was invested, and I didn't want to look away. I wouldn't be on my phone. I wouldn't do any of that. You know what I mean? It had, and the way that everybody speaks, the tone, the way that everybody speaks, it's almost like there's a sadness over it. Of course, he lost his wife. Yeah. There's a sadness over the family, and it's so well acted and so well, like the story's so well told that it just puts you right into that frame of mind.
Yeah.
You're there with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You want them to find happiness. It's so good.
You know what's really clever about it as well is the scattered wee moments of humour throughout it. Because there are bits where, like, you will almost fold over laughing. It's so funny, and not unintentionally. It's written to be funny at bits, and some of it is it's classic. See, like, just when he walks in and he sees all three of them sitting with the tinfoil hats on, it's such a hilarious moment, man. It's and that makes it even funnier. He used the perfect photos he has for that as well.
I know. He always does. He always does.
So it's a lot of points scored on that one for plot, pacing, runtime was perfect in my opinion. Acting was great. It's a well put together film. But like I said, it's not my favourite.
Is that the only time Mel Gibson and Shyamalan worked together?
Yeah.
It's a shame, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll see what happens. You never know.
Yeah, I never ever watched The Last Airbender.
So neither did I, and a bit of me wishes that we had watched it, because I think it's one that we could probably have a lot of fun talking about. But I don't know if it's one of these films that gets a really bad rep because of.
It's gotta be Baldy Kid.
No, well, I think because it was an existing IP.
Mm-hmm.
the Last Airbender. Was it Avatar? I think was the name of the program
Yeah.
or the anime series. So it was an already existing IP, and I think maybe it got a bad rap for the people that were fans of that because he thinks he kind of destroyed it. But if you watch it as somebody that's never seen Avatar, maybe it's good. I don't know. I might watch it tonight. We'll find out. But there's a new series coming out for Last Airbender.
I tend to stay away from anything with Bender in the title. Just kidding.
Well, as we all know now, I fucking don't, you know.
As we all now know.
Honestly, man, you watch one.
That's class. It does actually, visually, it looks nice. It's something that I will check out. It's just no tickled me. Do you know what I did though? We'll jump my head a wee bit to 2021. There's a film called Old. Did you watch this film?
I didn't finish it.
Why not?
Don't know. I don't think I was in the mood.
The explanation for it makes sense. That's what I like about it. Is like you get why is this happening, and it makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There are a few things in it that don't make sense. Like, wow, we're aging so quick. Let's go into a tent and fuck. Like, of all times you probably wouldn't want to do it, it's when you're aging rapidly. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know, man. It could be fun to have start having sex when you're 30 and no come until you're 78. You know? Like, could be an interesting time. Fucking cobwebs fly out.
It was
just a wee puff of dust.
You're 70. It's terrifying when you think of it. Imagine going to a place where you age rapidly. And what felt like 20 minutes, now you're like, oh, I'm near dead.
I call that my 30s. I mean, I'm still really immature, but the rest of me's fucked.
Have you ever seen a film called Devil? It's where everybody goes into an elevator, and one of them is the devil, and they're trying to figure out who it is.
Yeah, I remember really enjoying that one.
As did I.
I've only seen it once, and I seen it in the cinema, which was weird because I saw it in Cineworld in Glasgow, and the first thing you do after seeing that film is get into a fucking lift. So it's quite effective. It's like showing Titanic on a cruise.
Aye,
but
you don't want to be doing that.
But no, I remember actually really quite enjoying that. I don't think I remember finding it particularly scary. There was a few decent jump scares and stuff, but
there was.
It's no one that I think I'm going to revisit, but I would not by any means say it was a bad film.
No, and if anybody said here, what should I watch tonight, and that was in among the selection, I'd go, hey, check that out for sure. It's fun. It's one of those films you can watch really once, because once you know, you know.
Aye. A bit like The Sixth Sense should be, but you revisit The Sixth Sense for some reason.
Because I think it's because your relationship will change with that film, but not so much Devil.
Yeah. It was decent. It wasn't a bad film. It definitely wasn't one of his worst.
One I never watched all the way through was After Earth, and I didn't even realize that was his film.
Yeah, I think that one just had such a bad reputation that, I mean, I've seen bits of it that I've happened to click it on, but I can't watch Jaden Smith. The wee prick annoys me.
Does he?
Yeah, he really just gets on my nerves. But it's like, I didn't mind him in the Karate Kid remake. I don't think the Karate Kid remake was a terrible film. I think it was decent. It was a decent update for the new generation. It annoyed me it was called the Karate Kid and not the Kung Fu Kid, because clearly it was Kung Fu. It was Jackie Chan teaching him his fucking Kung Fu. But anyway, yeah, Jaden Smith just grinds my gears.
Yeah, he talks like he's been around for 100 years.
Aye, typical wee prick that thinks he knows everything.
Yeah, Hollywood.
Bit like his dad.
Did people like Will Smith again?
I don't think so.
Like, has it hindered his box office? Do people want to see films with Will Smith in it?
I don't think he's done anything since The Slap. As far as I'm aware. He did win an Oscar that night.
Weird.
And he got a standing ovation after slapping Chris Rock in the fucking face. He should never have been awarded that Oscar. That behaviour was ridiculous. Funny, if
folk
you're not involved in it, but
mate, folk get fired from presenting the Oscars for a tweet from like 20 years ago, and yet he can literally assault someone on stage and get a standing ovation and be given an award.
Yeah, it was wrong.
Backwards, right?
I think Jim Carrey summed it up pretty well when he was asked about it.
Yeah, I think Emancipation and then African Queens was the last thing he done in 2023. So wasn't it too long ago? But I don't think
I've not heard of any of them.
Nah, bit ridiculous, huh? Bit ridiculous. But aye. So I don't know about going back to watch After Earth because I have got the Will Smith stink in my mouth, to be honest.
Aye.
Like I think watching him will ruin a film that would probably have been good because Will Smith, by the way, has done some bangers, like some great films.
It used to be. He was a nice tin of red salmon, and now he's so Surströmming. And he did that to himself, or he let his wife do that to him.
Or finally, we saw him for what he actually is.
Yeah,
because you don't just, you know what I mean. That's the real guy we saw. Because remember, ladies and gentlemen, Hollywood is full of actors. So if they act on the screen, it makes you think they're not acting in real life. I saw a great film about.
If anybody's want to come on the show, but
black fire on. I watched a film last night. I absolutely loved it. It was Ricky Stenicki, the new John Cena, Zac Efron.
I saw that on. Is it Prime that's on? Yeah, it's on Prime. It's on Prime. Kevin.
And do you know, it's as good as if you've watched movies like Blockers and stuff. It's along those lines. I've decided, and I even wrote this as a tweet. I've decided anything that comes out now with John Cena is never going to be bad. He's not choosing bad films to be in.
Yeah,
that's my measuring stick. If John Cena's in it from now, like, because I think early on the Marine and all that 7 rounds was questionable, but anything in the last 5-10 years John Cena's in.
Do you know where he's found his groove? Is comedy.
Yep,
absolutely, man. His comic timing is awesome. We watched it was that family film that he did about being a fireman.
All right, yeah.
We watched that, and it's a shite film, but it's still entertaining enough to watch with young kids, and you can still kind of enjoy it.
Trainwrecked. He was great in Trainwrecked.
I can't watch Amy Schumer. Amy Schumer, she does my fucking. She grinds my gears.
No, he was very good. He's very good in everything. So
here's Amy Schumer. Look at my funny. That's meant to be funny.
Did you watch The Visit?
I did. I loved The Visit.
I don't recall. I recall not liking it.
No, it was it was found footage style, which was a brave move. Because found footage, I think historically most of them are pretty poorly received. But nah, I thought it was pretty awesome. I enjoyed that. I found it creepy. I found the central performances were brilliant. I loved that old woman's hair. See that long grey hair? Loved that. And some effective scares and nice twist. Enjoyed it.
I need to maybe revisit it, see if I can
revisit The Visit.
Yeah, revisit it. Wayward Pines, a TV series that Shyamalan.
Never seen that.
Oh, it was good. It's got that we did with the funky face that's in most things. Toby Jones.
Toby Jones, the wee dude with the funky face. I love Toby Jones, man. He's a scene stealing wee prick. I love him.
He is great. So he's in Wayward Pines along with Matt Dillon and our buddy Jason Patrick.
All right.
What's his name? Digimon Hanusu?
Jimon Hunsu.
Jimon Hunsu.
Digimon.
Digimon. Digimon Hunsu. Digimon Hunsu. He's in it. Wayward Pines is great. It's that type of... I'll sell it to you right here. I watched it when it first came out. You move to a village. They're like, here, curfew is 9 o'clock, so everybody in their house by 9, blah, blah, blah. You walk in, hey, I thought I saw something down there. I didn't quite see what it's like. The neighbour's like, shh, they're listening. And he's like, what? They're listening. Oh no, what's going on in this town, man? There's a point where everybody pretends to play a role in this town.
Right.
And if you don't play your role, something bad might happen. But what? Yeah?
Hmm.
Why is everybody like this in this town? Something doesn't make sense. Okay, I'm going to stay out past my curfew. Uh-oh. You didn't want to do that. What's going on in this town, man? That's what you need to watch. I'll leave you. I'll leave you with that.
She's downstairs. I've even got a ring on, look. She's downstairs.
She's downstairs. I was not doing that the other night on a paranormal investigation. She's downstairs. She doesn't like going outside. They're making her go out.
She had a terrible fairy locust. She's covered in them, head to toe.
I couldn't even see her.
And it's like, my mum was an angel. She never hurt anybody. Well, she's fucking done something.
She's done something. She's done something. Knock at the cabin.
They didn't put them down there for nothing. Welcome to Parasite.
Knock at the Cabin. Did you watch?
Loved it. Which,
it
like, I wouldn't argue with somebody that said they hated it because I totally understand why. But I watched it twice. I actually really, really enjoyed it. And again, going back to wrestlers that are quite good at other stuff, Dave Bautista's killing the acting, especially in that particular film.
Mm-hmm.
Like, obviously, he's been in the Guardians of the Galaxy films and that, and he's like the big, stupid fucking Drax.
Mm-hmm.
And he's good fun at that. But he's actually acting in this. Again, some of the dialogue, a bit like Signs, is a bit off the page sounding, like nobody would speak like that in real life, which is the same for a lot of films, really, if you think about it. But it's more obvious with Shyamalan stuff. But no, I thought it was a really interesting and engaging piece of work.
It's nice to see Ron Weasley doing films again as well.
Aye, with a beard.
I know.
Looked like a ruffian.
Aye, he did. The premise of this is, the four horsemen of the apocalypse show up at your house. Here, you're going to have to do in your partner, the one that you love. If you don't, whole world's going to end. Aye, okay. I'm telling you, pal. I'm telling you, man. I've had a dream in this, right?
It's funny, like three major disasters in. One of the wee guys is still like, it's just a coincidence. It's like, no, isn't it? You need to stab your man.
I know. And it was interesting to have them be a gay couple because I think it would have been worse. Like imagine you and I were a gay couple, right? We lived together. Okay? Mm-hmm. I know it was box ticky, right? But I thought that if of all things to not be box ticky way, I thought this one would have made more sense to them have to be like a normal man and female. And here's why. So if you and I are a gay couple, right? Me going, right, J Mac, I have to kill you because of this, right? Mm-hmm. Me killing you would almost be like me killing a friend, like a brother, right? Me killing a woman, the one I love, the one I'm supposed to protect. Do you not feel that holds more emotional baggage than me killing
no, if you're
another
gay.
dude? No, because I don't know. Maybe I just don't understand. Maybe I read that wrong then, because people can be wrong, right? So,
hi.
No, because
I've done it many a fucking time in the past.
Because if you've got two masculine dudes, like who's the protector then? You know what I mean? Do you not see that but with a man and a woman, naturally the man is the protector.
These are sounding awful like boomer ideas, Kevin. In this day and age, I can't believe you'd say such things.
Well, it's true.
I heard my tongue in my cheek, by the way.
Well, most women would be like, yo, somebody's at the door. It's 1 a.m. and they sound like they're trying to get through the door. Hold on, husband, while I go down and sort this. Not happening. Not happening. Right? And as well, the guy, like if I'm going down the stairs, whether or not I believe I can take whatever's at the door, I would rather it be me than anybody else in my house.
I remember watching, it was Bill Burr talking about new age feminists, like the proper militant feminists, like with the short blue hair and,
Mhm.
you know, just really irritating little
Mm.
bitches, really.
My choice! My choice! Those ones.
So I don't you need to worry about it, hen. Nobody's coming for you. But he's like, you watch these, even these like hard militant new age feminists. It's like as soon as they're in a house fire, watch them. They'll twist that short hair up into pigtails and be like, "Oh my god, I'm just a girl. Help me."
Exactly.
It's not true of all women, but I think, like generically speaking, I think the gender roles are set. They have been what they have been for many thousands of years.
Yeah.
And
So do you not think here that having a man and a woman and having the man having to be the one killing the woman would have put more at stake?
I think it could have made it more relatable to the majority of the people watching it. But no, I think it was effective enough. But you're right, maybe it would have been more effective if it was
I believe so, because I'm just
a
like,
straight
yo,
couple.
aye, because if you got a gay couple, like two dudes, I mean, aye, because two dudes, you're just like, oh, dude, I'll take this one. No, man, I'll take it. Right, but a woman, you're going to want to
We're still
protect.
talking about killing them, or
Aye, of course, man, goals. So I really liked it. It was refreshing. It was new. It was something different. Well acted, well put together. Really liked it. Do you know, we need to maybe get some of these films in a deep dive, some of the classics, because we can only really brush over them in this, pardon me, this here episode. But
yeah.
The Happening.
The Happening, again, I've only seen it once and I thought it was horrendous, but I hear that if you watch it with the right mindset, it's one of the funniest films you'll ever see.
I didn't hate it. I know that Mark Wahlberg's, what the hell, man? After everything?
It's that Mark Wahlberg impression that everybody does is the way he is for that entire film.
Totally.
Like, oh my god. You telling me that the plants are trying to kill us?
So I apologise, he's a plastic plant. I don't know. You think this will be The Room? Like, this is his version of The Room?
Possibly. Again, it had a message in it, which is look after the planet because it's going to be fucked at some point. Maybe it will fight back. Maybe it's taking its time to fight back to us. But I might revisit it at some point. I'm not going to put it high on my list though.
Do you think M. Night Shyamalan made that in mind for it to be crazy, or do you think? I don't think he could have been thinking any other way.
When you look at that final product, like one thing that filmmakers do is compare what they've done to their previous work. And there's no way you could compare that to things like The Sixth Sense, Signs, and Unbreakable without going, fuck, what have I done? So it has to have been looking at it with a really kind of tongue-in-cheek attitude.
I think 2008 was a great year for films. Do you know
why?
That? Because around that time, I was discovering so many good films that no one will ever relate to being like classics. No one will ever say, "Oh, that this film was a classic," but you'll remember watching it, like The Midnight Meat Train, Bradley Cooper, right? You'll remember watching that, going, "That was class," but you'll never. It's not an iconic film, but man, there was such good films that year.
I've seen that a couple of times.
Yeah.
I did enjoy that one.
Right, even the film Train with what's her face in it for Hocus Pocus, real lassie, Thora Birch.
Train.
Yeah. It was decent.
Don't think I've seen that one.
Film about being on a train, getting that in. I obviously had The Wrestler, Bangkok Dangerous.
I did not like The Wrestler.
Oh, loved it. Had the film Outlander, Cloverfield. Just there was a lot to really enjoy in 2008, and around that time, 2008, 2009, Boogeyman, and as well the parody films were phenomenal.
Some better than others.
Most definitely. But
I know you're a big fan of Not Another Teen Movie.
the greatest of all. most definitely. I watched it for the first time in the cinema. 10 Things I Hate About You, and I'm like, this is basically just not an R-team movie, which is basically just that film. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
So I'm watching because I loved the spoof of it. I then get to see what it was based on, and I can't help but think it's just that, you know. But it was a great year for film. So The Happening for me, I remember buying that. I don't know if anyone will ever remember this, but View Cinemas for a good couple of years had these DVD vending machines. You could pay by card, right? And I was like, what is this sorcery? And I used to, I could not walk past it. I'd have to go in and go, what they got, what they got, what they got. Oh, they've got this, they've got this. And I remember the Happening was there, and I was like, okay, here we go, here we go. Beep, put my card in. I think it was a $5 at the time, which now is considered quite expensive for a DVD. Back then, I was considered quite cheap. Beep, beep, beep. Punch in my card details. Gadoomph. There's that sweet sound of a new movie. Pick it up. Take a cellophane off it. That new smell. Have a wee look at the back.
You just called it cellophane. Cellophane! Fucking cling film!
Clang film. They don't put clang film on DVDs. No, unless you're putting it in your packed lunch to eat the next day. Cling film.
As cellophane, but I was take off the cling film.
Take a cling film off that film.
Mate, you ever see me trying to open a new DVD? I'm like that fucking guy in Chewing the Fat. Just like that's me.
So I remember taking this home, and when I worked in Blockbuster, one of the great things about me, I've always kind of tried to get my way into the movie industry one way or another, whether it be cinema, Blockbuster, whatever. I worked in Blockbuster for a wee while, and what they would have for staff is take away 5 DVDs per week and watch them. The reason you have to take away 5 DVDs home and watch them and return them is because product knowledge, you need to know what you're selling. And then we would also get like a free bag of popcorn or whatever. So I was like, you're paying me a wage and letting me take free films and the popcorn. I never want to leave this place.
So it's all right. We'll be leaving afore you do.
I know. I'm honestly, my shift finishes and I'd still be in there for like my shift would finish and I'd still be in there an hour later going, when? Those were the days where you wouldn't browse Netflix. You would
the guy with the keys is like, fucking hurry up, Kevin.
I know. I'm just like, well, I'll need this one. And I used to just come home with stacks of films and be like,
no, 5. Always only 5.
Those were stacks to me, mate. And then
I know you were like, I'm sure they mean multiples of 5. It's like didn't he take 9? You have to take 10.
I think they mean 5 per hand.
5 per pocket.
What can I say? Chap. All right, manager, whoever you are. I just wanted to say, I value working here at Blockbuster. So, I know it's an important part of my job that I do the studying of the product in order to sell. So, see, this week, I'm going to go that extra mile. I'll take 10. Okay. I'll take 10. Right. That's how much I care.
And then you phone in sick them the next day because you stayed up all night watching them.
Most definitely. But I heavy loved it. Before we wrap up this here beautiful podcast, J Mac, is there anything about M. Night Shyamalan? Is there any of his films that you want to touch upon that we haven't? For
Unbreakable.
The next 2 minutes. Go for it.
Unbreakable is by far his best film. And I'll argue that with anybody. I think what he did with that film was, again, just so original. It was a superhero film that you didn't know was a superhero film. How genius is that?
I think that's awesome.
I'd love to see more films like that now, because obviously the market is saturated by popcorn and chewing gum superhero pish that just seems to be absolutely never ending and gradually getting worse for what I'm hearing. I stopped watching them ages ago. I just don't watch them anymore. But this film in particular was so realistically done So well acted, so well written. The dialogue in this is much better than it has been with the other films I was talking about, where it seemed like it was off the page. This one felt more organic. There's moments in the film where you could actually cry. It might not even be a particularly sad moment, but it could just be a moment that rouses a feeling inside you that you don't actually know how to process. And for a film to do that, and a film like that to do that, is really impressive. And yeah, I think he followed it on with Split, which was pretty decent. Glass, like you, I wasn't too keen on Glass. I think it was a poor third installment.
You're gonna kill him in a puddle, for fuck's sake, man.
Yeah. But Unbreakable itself, I think, is, in my mind, one of the best films I've ever seen in my life. Really,
Wow.
I think it's fantastic.
I mean, I couldn't put it any better than that, J Mac. It's one of those, and I remember buying it for the first time as a DVD set that I still have, M. Night Shyamalan, and it's in there. And that's when it was a standalone film before it became a trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
And the trilogy, by the way, Split was phenomenal. James McAvoy, outstanding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've got fond memories. Got fond memories of seeing Unbreakable in the cinema with my family. We actually seen 2 films that day. Like that just wasn't done. Families didn't do that because it's so expensive. But this day we did that. We saw Unbreakable and we saw Jurassic Park 3. 2 very different levels of film there, but I still think Jurassic Park 3 is better than it gets credit for. Just saying.
We'll need to look into that at some point, J-Mac. It's been phenomenal. Guys. Join us next week on the 17th of March, where we have a phenomenal UFO expert. Or is it? We will find out next week on Sunday when you pop along and join in with us. Have your questions at the ready because we'll be going live. That's right. Set your reminders. If you could leave us a review, share this with your friends, check out our clips online, do all that fun stuff. We heavy appreciate it. J-Mac, anything you'd like to say before we wrap?
Should we wear our tinfoil hats for next week?
Have them at the ready just in case.
Okie dokie.
And on that note, it's been phenomenal. Thank you very much, everybody, and we shall see you all on the flip side. Happy Mother's Day. Goodbye.